Hey everybody, hope you're well out there. Deep in the woods at the moment, very peaceful other than a river and some birds. Very happy times in places like this. Was going to do some content today about guilt and what it is. Guilt and grief tend to go hand in hand, more than one knows, and guilt is an after effect of a regret, and regret is often, I wish I could go back in time and say or do something different, either to avert a course of action, retract some words because once said they cannot be taken back, or to go about something in a different way. The problem with regret is it almost renders us powerless. So what we're saying is, I'm stuck now, I'm stuck in a situation, which then often creates guilt, you know, a kind of feeling of bad me and terrible despair and hopelessness and pain in the heart, pain in the stomach. And both regret and guilt serve nothing. They don't change anything, they don't benefit anything, but they're a good, decent spout of self-sabotage and self-punishment if that's what you feel you deserve and should be going through. I think there comes a time where the burden of guilt and grief does deserve to be put down and replaced with something else. So there is a scale of emotions in vibration, and the emotions below the line of courage are a heavier vibration, which limits change, which limits a change of mindset to be able to free yourself of something, which keeps us in anger, envy, jealousy, greed, resentment, all these really low vibe emotions which are very self-destructive, and we will often sit in them as long as we choose to, and it does become a choice eventually. When we can ascend the emotions in vibration, they get a higher vibration, a higher frequency, and we hit the line of courage and above, what happens is change of mindset, change of procrastination, change of perception. And above courage, we can start to go into self-forgiveness. Above courage, we can go into where's the silver lining. Above courage, what would I do differently next time should I incur that situation? Above courage, we can go into acceptance and maybe even extend a olive branch or an apology to somebody if that is in accordance. We can accept maybe our follies with humour. But below the line of courage, we drop into those heavier emotions and we just swim around in a goldfish bowl in agony and suffering forevermore until something changes. And it is about ascending the line and vibration of emotions into higher frequency emotions above the line of courage, into hope, love, gratitude, acceptance, all these emotions that we can eventually replace those lower ones with these higher ones, when we can accept that we're human and make mistakes, when we can accept that other people are human and make mistakes, when we can accept that maybe something isn't our problem, we're carrying someone else's guilt, or that maybe guilt of ours, we've served our crime, we've done our time through punishing ourselves with these lower vibe emotions. Maybe we need to be compassionate to ourselves. And that's when we transcend the limitations of pain. That's when we transcend the limitations of the mind, the ego, that keep us in a story, that keeps us in those emotions, rather than going into our feeling sense of, actually, it's really traumatic on my body to feel this grief for this long. What can I do to heal myself, to rise up? And it's always self-reflection, but I think a healthy dose of recognizing the human experience of what it is to be human, which is that we're lined up to make huge numbers of mistakes. It's not the mistakes that are the issue, it's what we do with them after, and how we get trapped in a mindset of self-condemnation or condemnation of others, and things that actually, what a waste. I've done it probably to the nth degree, but it is a waste. And let's not go into regret about the waste of time of staying in those emotions, but remember, it is a choice. There are other emotions that you can replace those heavy emotions with at any time. Set yourself free out of a trap. Might set others free as well. Have a lovely weekend.